This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets! This is Fireman Ed, and you're listening to Jets Commute, Monday through Friday from 8 to 10 a.m. Jet fans, let's rock MetLife Stadium this year. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Go Jets!
Doing
I'm good, brother. How you doing today?
good.
Good. June, good morning, bro.
Good morning there, CB. What's going on? Good morning, Pete.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Frank, Aaron, Gio, Nick, Mills, Brian.
We got
Hi.
terrorist Torres. What's going on there, brother?
What's up, Mark?
I'm coming in. Hello. Good morning. Wow.
Coming in hot, brother. Coming in hot.
Yeah. What a difference a game makes. That's the thing I'm thinking about as we start the morning. Because you got folks willing to leave the team for dead, right? We're talking about trading off assets. I won't name names. We're talking about front office changes. We're talking about sell-offs. And now I look at Twitter and folks talking about the Jets, and they're looking at Arizona and like trying to chart, game strategy about how to win. We got folks looking at playoff predictions and like what the road looks like and the rest of it. Like it's all of this in the span of 1 week. All right. And in my mind, I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, really, I need the Jets to do two things. I need them to stop with the boneheaded stuff, okay? And then I need the talent to play up to its expectation. That's it. And when I look at the talent, when I look at the boneheaded stuff, I'm talking, I don't want to see rookies, CB may want earmuffs for this part. I don't want to see rookies dropping the ball at the half-yard line before they go in the end zone celebrating early. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see young players roughing up the long snapper. Okay. I don't want to see other special teams blunders, and I don't want to see PI calls that are wholly unnecessary and folks jump. And by the way, those aren't that's not a season of errors. That's 3 errors from the same game that they won. So can they just clean that stuff? I'm not even worried about what Arizona is going to do on offense and defense, special teams. Like the Jets have jet problems. Can I see can I see 4 quarters of real football? I saw it once this year in the New England game. Can I see 4 quarters of real football out of the Jets? Because if they do that and do those 2 things, they're fine. If I'm Jeff Ulbrich, I'm putting that on the board. I'm like, guys, stop with the boneheaded mistakes. Talent, play to your potential. That's it.
You see, Mark, I don't think because the team is so undisciplined, and it was like that before Salah left. I don't think that's going to change the rest of the season. I
Ugh.
think you need a whole off season to basically instill some type of discipline. I don't think that's gonna change. Now, how many undisciplined plays will happen per game? That's something different. But it's not gonna end. What's up, CB?
Nah, I just wanted to say real quick, man. We all talk about him dropping the ball at the half-yard line. Can we talk about the fact that they need to utilize him and the fact that on his first damn touch, this guy got to the goal line? Like,
That's a
can we talk
fact.
about that part of it?
Yeah. Look, that's a fact. Look, I mean, I think it's wrong that they're not using them. At least let them run back kicks or punts. Like uh, Gibson is horrible. And Petey, ain't Gibson your boy?
I mean, not my boy, but I thought he'd make the team. but CB and you
Petey
will
wanted
say, "Oh,
Cohen because
Tyreek
Petey knew
Cohen
Gibson was
season."
not a good returner. Oh, you wanted Cohen because you knew
Okay.
he could be dynamic as a returner. Gibson.
Gibson's horrible.
CB in the blender.
Yeah, it sound like it. CB.
Yeah, Mark, I was listening. Sorry, I was getting coffee. Good morning, everybody in the space. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Uh, yeah, people were now we're looking at Jet. I mean, I got messages from other fans that saying, "Oh, Petey, you're back in the playoff race." And listen, I'm not there yet. I'm sorry, I'm just not. But just win a game at a time. If they win this week, they got to win this week. This is a must-win game again. So go out and win. Listen, Arizona's in first place now. This is no gimmick. So to me, just go win the game. I don't care how you win. You know it's going to be ugly. That's the thing. Like, people want the Jets to have this flawless game. There's no way, in my eyes, that they could have a flawless game. They just can't. And if they do, hey, and I'm wrong, so be it.
Well, and Pete, I don't need him to play perfect football. That's the thing. Like you'll notice I didn't say, "Oh, I need Aaron Rodgers to play like Hall of Fame Aaron Rodgers." I need for them to get you know, zero penalties. They're the most penalized team in the league. But it's not, black and white. Like if they just if they become like the 5th If they play like the fifth worst penalized team in the league against Arizona, like they stand a much better chance to win. And if Aaron Rodgers plays a full game as opposed to his worst half and best half in sequence and just plays 4 quarters of Aaron Rodgers, they stand a shot at beating any team. That's the thing, man. It's a talent. I was reading that article where they're like, oh, well, maybe we overestimated all the talent. You didn't overestimate the talent. The Jets have talent. What they don't have is execution. They have boneheaded mistakes. They finally fixed the play caller, which is this guy, the next fucking Bill Walsh. No, but who cares, man? They're doing things. Look at the Yeboah third down play. I keep thinking about that one because everyone's talking about Garrett Wilson's catch.
That was not talked about. The only problem I have with that, Mark, real quick, is that he went out of bounds. He should have stayed in bounds.
Yes.
This play caller is way better.
Dude, it's not even close. Yeah, dude, Grant, it's not even close.
While
man.
we're on the subject of play callers, can I bring up one quick point?
Is Malachi Corley part of this point? But go ahead.
No, absolutely not. Can we give Jeff Ulbrich a little bit of love? Like the DJ Reed blitz sack, we don't talk about enough, and I feel like Jamie and Sherwood having 2 sacks, we don't talk about that enough.
That's fair.
CB, you posted something in your space yesterday. What the Jets blitz rate? The successful blitz rate was like 72.3%.
Yeah, their successful blitz rate I think is like top of the league at 72% or something like that.
Well, maybe they need to do that more then moving forward, because it's letting this defensive line try to get home to it ain't working. So.
To be fair, though,
but Reddick just got there. Do you think he'll be a little bit better after having a couple more days to get ready?
I think he will, but you know what? I had a lot of predictions that aren't panning out so good so far. So I could only hope at this point.
By the way, folks, Dan Moscow's in here. Shout out to his Abby. That's a nice Abby. That's Garrett Wilson in there. But if you're going out to the game this week, I don't know who is, but I know he's having a meetup. So you get up with Dan, meet up, message him, or, if you need to be put in contact and you can't message me, I'll message Dan. But nice Abby, Dan. Hope you have a great turnout, bro. Sorry about that, guys.
What about with all the drops, all the bad protection, you name it.
Well, Brown,
people not being on the same page.
About?
What about the? Hold on.
Go ahead.
He still has 15 touchdown passes in spite of all that.
And everybody wants to already run him out of town. It's like, dude, just enjoy having this type of player. Before you know it, we're going to be developing some guy that we don't know if he's going to be good, and we've already seen that story again. I mean, look at Jordan Love. Guy's got 11 or 12 interceptions. Right now, and he's missed 2 games, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Brown, there were folks that thought that Aaron Rodgers was washed up. They thought he was too old to play professional football. They thought he was going to look like a shell of himself. They thought that with injury and the rest of it, he was going to look compromised and maybe be ginger in the pocket, be completely immobile. They thought all these things. And then in spite of evidence to the contrary, it's, he's not the problem, man. But he can't control if Garrett Wilson has a ball bounce off, a ball that hits him in the chest that bounce off his chest plate in the Steeler game and then turns into he can't control that. He can't control Breece Hall where he hits Breece on the run and then Breece doesn't catch. He can't control that shit.
Well, you know what though? It's the lazy takes. It's let's hang on the rim as easily as we can. And it's just okay, yeah, stat wise, yeah, he had the interception, but then on the flip side, they'll say, oh, the other touchdown pass, was Garrett making a great catch. So it's all right, well.
But Brown, don't you have to put the ball where it's supposed to be? The first one-handed catch. Listen, Garrett made a fantastic catch, but Aaron Rodgers put that ball over the defender where nobody else can get it.
I get it. I'm on the side of Rodgers not being the problem. I'm on the side of like other things like coaching and things like that. But you know what? Like, there's nothing we can do for this season in terms of the coaching. And I'll tell you this: if you think that this is not going to be an attractive job, you're completely wrong. Because a good coach is going to want to come into a situation where you have a veteran quarterback and you could develop a guy and sit him. Every coach would rather sit the quarterback if they could. And this is a good situation. There's still a lot of talent on the team. This season's not over yet, though. I mean, it's all but over. We just have to see what happens here. I mean, how many teams made I think 2 teams made the playoffs last year, starting 2-6. So it's not like
Look
it's.
around. I'm not there yet. Listen,
I'm not. I'm not
they
either.
got to get to the bye. And listen, I'm going to pump the brakes, not on you, but they get to the bye at 5-6, and then a bye, and then a home game against Seattle. Then
Wait,
I'll
the
be
bye? They need to beat
yes,
Arizona.
right.
This is what's
That's
driving me
Mark. That's what I'm
crazy,
Hundred
saying.
Dan.
They
percent.
got to get to 5-6 before
No,
I'm going to get excited.
what I'm trying to say though, Mark, is most of the spaces are consumed now with talking about the
Well,
next quarterback,
well, yeah. Well, let's
and
start. Let's talk about
and
this
the
space
draft.
ground.
Let's just talk.
I'm not
Even
worried
this
about
space
that.
too. Even this space too.
You,
Talking
you
about the
know,
next quarterback, and
my issue is that
I
like
think
if
we
we're
got to
gonna
just be talking about Arizona, and that's it.
if you, yeah, we just got to talk about Arizona. But my thing is, if you're going to talk about the quarterback, we're going to do the same mistake the Jets have been making for how many years. If we get to I still feel we can beat Arizona. But if you're going to talk about quarterback, that's the least of our worries. Offensive line, work on building the offensive line. It's the same thing we said. Oh, Sam Darnold is horrible. Look at Sam Darnold in Minnesota Vikings. And look at Geno Smith in Seattle. It's the same thing the Jets over. They never talk about fixing the offensive line. They think a QB is going to come in like Patrick Mahomes and just be scrambling out
Well,
away from
You know what?
Hayward.
we've been
You know
Come
talking
on.
about we've been
you
talking
are
about the line.
absolutely correct about that, because I always say you cannot judge a quarterback or fairly assess a quarterback without the offensive line. Because if he's running for his life, you don't know how good he really is.
But Pete, in all fairness, I mean, I'm not trying to take a shot at this space. I'm just being honest that like past couple of weeks has just been about, even in, like I said, mainly in here, because this is really all I go. I come in here 2 times a week, and that's really about it. I'm shocked to see that, and then the media has a role in it too. The first thing right after the game, they're like, the Aaron Rodgers era is over after the Patriots game. I'm just like, what? Like, I don't see it. Like, they just made a trade for Devontae, and believe me, these guys are not throwing in the towel. I could tell you that right now. They're not whatsoever. And by the way, speaking of offensive line, Olu's got to be in. He's got to be in. He's got to be playing, like, at all costs. Somebody's got to get benched for him. I don't care what position you play him at. He's got to play.
Yeah, I agree. So, and my thing is like I feel like a lot of people are getting a lot of flack on Aaron Rodgers because let's go. If we're gonna go in that Pittsburgh Steelers game, we can't admit that they made Hayward look like Miles Garrett. Hayward was on. He was literally by Rodgers' throw every single play. I didn't know Hayward was that talented. The way our offensive line made him look like Miles Garrett or Bosa. Like it's the offensive line. We just got to deal what we have. I think Rodgers is still a good enough QB. We just got to worry about. We could be Arizona. I think Adams is learning the plays more, so now he's getting more comfortable with the offense. We already know Garrett Wallace Wilson. He made some mistakes, but he's coming back. We can beat Arizona, but I'm saying if it comes down to if we lose these games, let's not even talk about QB. Let's talk about drafting another O line. If we can't make the playoffs, I'm just saying, let's not make that same mistake we make every single year. Because if you put Shadur Sanders and Cam Ward in this same situation, they're gonna look the same. They're gonna look the same.
Yeah, I'm not even there yet. I mean, I feel like I, I'm not saying. I mean, look, if folks want to talk about quarterbacks and coaching and front office, changes and all. Like you could talk about all that. I think I'm just looking at this Arizona matchup, and I'm not looking at their team. I'm looking at the Jets. The Jets need to stop. They lost what 3 games by a total of 10 points. And if we were to collect up all the problems, all the errors that the Jets made that cost them more than 3 games, there's a whole list of it. Like the Jets have Jet problems. They need to clean up their act. If they don't clean up their act, I mean, they beat
they
the
can't make a
Texans in
field goal, an
spite
extra
of them
point?
making their. Yeah, they won that game in spite of colossal blunders.
Yeah.
Colossal.
Mark, let me ask a question. Hey, Charles, I'm going to start calling myself same old Jet Pete and same old Jet Charles. Do you think they're winning in Arizona, Charles?
I think it's a coin flip, honestly, as far as whether they win or lose it. But back to what Ground said. Yeah, there is a lot of noise on the spaces with certain topics that aren't really relevant yet, but we consistently talk about the offensive line. And this guy was brought in 6 years ago as the offensive line guru, and it's 6 years later, and you still don't
Charles,
have a good
that
one.
wasn't me that said the offensive line comment. I agree
I'm
with you.
sorry.
We talk about all.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with
Okay.
that.
My apologies. But
Yeah.
I just think that, I always shift it back to that guy. It's 6 years. And the offensive line's a problem every year, including this year and next year, because guys are old that they brought in this year that aren't going to be back next year. So it's a perpetuation of 7 years with the below average offensive line. In my history as a Jet fan, never a 7 year stretch where the offensive line has been a
Yeah,
problem.
they've always had the Jets have always had a good running game. Let's be real, Charles.
Always.
And their defense, the Jets have always been a defensive team since I've been young, you know? So they're never an offensive team. That's for sure.
But it's really been Tyron's been the biggest issue.
Well, right. And
He,
Ground, here's my point with Charles, and then I'll get to kicker. The problem is now, listen, Smith's gonna be gone, so you can only make one change, if not 2. That's it. What do? You just keep John Simpson and rotate him, or who do you replace ABT at 15 million? Because they extended his option already, so they're not doing that. Tippmann's here. And what do? You bring back Morgan Moses, or you explore somebody else?
you
So
got to
that
draft. You got to draft the best tackle or the best guard. I mean, Pete. John Simpson. Like he's not very good, but he's like up until he got hurt, he's been the most consistent. Like him and Tippmann.
yeah, he hasn't been bad. So
He's been playing better than ABT.
correct.
And so I mean, so just saying, like, and if you notice, I hate to say it like this, but like they've been running the ball better without ABT. It's sad. I don't know. I hope he figures his shit out. I can't believe I'm saying this.
If you think about it, right? I mean, Olu will find out what he is. It looks like it's positive so far, but when you swing and miss on Becton, right? And AVT was a good pick. We loved them, but part of this game is staying on the field, and he hasn't shown that he can do that in 3 years. He needs to hit on the first round alignment, and how about a random third, fourth, or fifth? I mean, that's how this team was always built in the past, whether it was a Brandon Moore or somebody like that. You can't rely on all your linemen to be top draft picks or free agents. You got to hit some of your fourth, fifth, and sixth
Matt
rounders to
Slauson,
be
Charles. How
Yeah,
starters.
but you
about
got to
that
coach
one?
them up if you're going to do that.
You could throw a
Well, let's
bunch in
hope
there.
Braylon Allen. Braylon Allen's you're talking about just linemen or players?
Lyman.
Oh no, we running backs we've gotten in the second, third, fourth round traditionally, consistently. Wide receivers, no. Offensive linemen, no. But the one position we've hit in beyond first and second round, it's always been running backs, whether they are undrafted guys or Sean Greens of the world or Lamont Jordans of the world. They weren't first round picks.
And
Lamont
Brees is not
Jordan.
running.
Oh my gosh.
Brees is not running the same as last year. He
No,
was
he's not.
trucking people last year. This year, he just seems to be like.
Seems slow to
Yeah.
react off the line of
Guys, to
And
scrimmage.
be
also
fair,
just.
Charles and Ground, to be fair, on that last drive, Brees did run over that Texan guy, and he slipped out and he got a first down gain. He did do that. I'll give him credit for that. He ran that guy over. So, but I don't think he's doing it consistently. Brees used to. I recall 3 plays last year where Brees people came out. I don't know if they had concussions, but Brees just freaking truck rolled them, and they had to come out of the game. Kicker, go ahead.
I think he's got a little Saquon early mentality in the sense that whenever he gets the ball, he's looking for a home run, and that's why I think as a short yardage back, Brees is not anyone I want to see out there. I think he doesn't understand get between the tackles immediately and get yourself a crease. I think Allen is clearly their short yardage guy.
Agree, but they don't play him enough, Charles. Kicker, go ahead, man.
Good morning, good morning. Victory Monday for me, my team, man. You know,
How
we
many
did something.
interviews did you have yesterday with players?
Good morning, Kicker.
What's up? I got a couple of them. I ain't post all of them yet. You feel me?
Yo,
Slowly but
who
surely
drew what?
upload.
By the way, who drew that picture of you, man?
What
See, I'm
picture?
the picture with you in the shades.
That's
There was
not
a
a picture. That's a mirror. That's a picture that's in the lounge.
yeah.
Ain't nobody drew it.
That's the actual picture in the Ravens thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
But
See,
look,
let's
right.
start off. Let's start off the week positive, bro.
All right, I got you. But look, right. I see a couple Buffalo Bill fans down there. Y'all
Oh
let me down yesterday.
gosh. Why? No way Miami was winning that game. Come on.
I took the Bills -5.5. And I
You
checked the
said no
score.
way.
I checked the score. They was up by like 7. Then I checked the final score. I saw they only won by 3. I was very upset. Hey, Buffalo. Hey, don't let them Jets creep up on y'all now, man. But look,
Yo,
Jet
you hop
fans.
on the jet train, kid.
No, I'm not. Because guess what? I'm on the Arizona train this week. Hello? I like Kyler Murray.
Wait, is there a
You know why I
train in
like Kyler
Arizona?
Murray?
Yeah, why?
You know why I like him? Because he, because Tyler Murray is not CJ Stroud. That's all I gotta say. But a Buffalo Bills fan, I'm gonna holler at y'all on y'all space because y'all got some explaining to do, man. I wanna know why the fuck y'all ain't cover that 5.5 spread, man. You know, but hey, make sure y'all tune into the funeral service on NFL Network or y'all whatever station to come on. 8 p.m. Thursday, 8 p.m. Bengals funeral. We're burying the Bengals,
Wait,
man.
it's
We putting them 6 feet under.
Bengals Ravens this Thursday?
Yes.
Wow.
We
Is it
bringing
at
out
the
the all
is it
purple
at the bank
uniforms.
or in Cincy?
It's at the bank. We played Cincinnati week
Hey,
5 or some
Kicker.
shit.
Hey,
What's up, good
Kicker.
brother?
What's up, man? How are you? Is this the same? Is this also the Zach Taylor funeral?
Yup. Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
No, what I'm saying though is you think Zach Taylor's getting fired after
You
this
know
season?
what? Hey, I ain't gonna lie. The way how we just beat the shit out the Broncos, if we do the same thing to the Bengals, yeah. Breaking news: Zach Zach Taylor didn't travel back with the team to Cincinnati. Oh yeah, and Buckeye, I see you down there too, man. I'm gonna whisper it because I know PD don't like me cussing. Fuck Ohio State. Hello, Penn State should have won.
All right, let's
You're
get
Penn
I'm
to
done.
State.
let's get to
You're
Office
you're.
and Dom.
So wait, hold on a second, Pete. Give me 1 second. Kicker, you're a Penn State guy.
Yup.
You like Olu?
He all right.
If he was a
You know,
Raven though, would he be like really good? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, if he was a Raven, I don't even know if he'd be starting. I mean, I have no idea, but hey, I don't
All
know.
right, let me get to Office and Dom. What's up, Office?
Morning, everybody. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Good morning,
Good.
brother.
How you doing?
Doing well, sir.
Good morning.
Great weekend of football. Fun to come in Monday and, teams got W's under their belt. Jets got a great opportunity this week against a very tough football team. And just wanted to shout out to Mark. Your opening statement, sir, was perfect, man. I think that's really what it boils down to because John Simpson and even Morgan Moses a little bit, they're kind of more that complementary type of line players, right? Like you you know when the offensive line is cohesive with y'all are playing good football. like you said, when them guys are individually getting kind of out of whack a little bit, it really hinders the whole line and the ability of the QB. But y'all, I'll give you credit, man. Y'all are trending upwards. It must have been Mark from Home Depot did it. But appreciate
Yeah,
a
that's
couple minutes,
right.
fellas. Just gonna
Mark,
go
you
back to
missed that.
listening.
All right, cool, office. Stay up here. You can stay up. Mark
Thank you,
Torres.
sir.
We had a Mark in
Yeah, I
Home
heard about
Depot
this.
in Baltimore. So yeah,
That's great.
thanks to office. That was pretty cool. So listen, one win. It's amazing how one win does, but to me, it felt better to win, but go win the game this week. Please. If you same old Jet, then forget it. In
It's
my
just
eyes.
funny how unstable like the world is. It's like you the things that you see like in the feed, how it changes just from one win. It's so funny. It
Yeah.
really, really is, man.
T,
It's just
yeah. T, 1 second, because Dom was up here and then he dropped. Let me get to Dom and then T. What's up, Dom? How are you?
Hey, good morning, boys.
What's up?
I'm good. I'm good. How's everyone?
Good.
good. Dom, I got a
Good.
question for you when you get a chance. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me before it's fresh on my mind. Let me make my comment, my point. I think it was Brown that was saying it. So if it wasn't, I apologize. But somebody was talking about the offensive line and then Brees Hall, and Brees Hall doesn't look the same. Um, Here's the thing: what we got to remember. And I'm not. I'm not necessarily. Standing for Brees Hall and whatnot, I think everyone from top to bottom on the Jets offense could play better. And everyone on the Jets team, top to bottom, for the most part, minus a couple exceptions like Will McDonald and a couple people here and there, could have not played to their best. But what is the one thing that Brees Hall does best is that he's best with the ball in his hand in space where he can, um, you know, play, put a move on you, put a foot
Dang,
in the
that blender take a hit out.
ground
Oh
and
God.
get
Hey,
vertical, right?
Dom,
What's the
you're in
one
the
conscious
blender.
effort to do prior to the season?
Hey Dom, check
Can you
your
hear me?
audio cords, bro. I think your audio cords loose. Your
Dom,
audio
no,
cords
we
loose.
just heard the last part where it said, "What's the one thing Brees Hall could do?" And that's in space. Can you hear me?
He definitely runs hard.
I can hear you. You got me?
Yeah.
You got me?
Now it's good. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. It's probably just where I was driving.
Yeah.
I'm saying the one thing what Brees Hall
That turnpike messing them up right now. Hello?
What up,
Oh
Dom, we
Trippy?
God.
lost you, Dom.
What's up,
Dom,
kid?
Dom.
Yeah, T Dizzle was next. I heard T Dizzle had his hands up next.
Um,
T,
are you
Dom,
sure?
come back,
I
Dom.
don't wanna, I'll wait. I'll be a real one. I'll wait.
to more of a power gap.
There you are. Dom, we did not hear a thing you said.
All right, all right.
Come back. We did not hear one thing. I'm not even kidding.
All right. Good
Yeah,
morning,
T, you could
PD.
go. What up,
All
T?
right, thank you. I know you
Fly,
ain't need to
Eagles,
tell me. I
fly.
waited.
What up,
I
T?
had awareness. Good morning, PD, Mark,
Mm,
June, Kicker, Ground. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? How y'all
just
doing? Good
the
morning.
whole
Good
space.
Um,
Say it. The
morning.
whole
I'm
space.
What's good
glad to
with you,
see
bro?
everyone in here got a win this weekend. It don't it feel
Mm,
good? Don't it feel
yeah.
good to get wins? I honestly think y'all won a very hard fought game. It was a weird game, but you won. And that's all that fucking matters. You feel me? Like, we were supposed to put belt to ass by 28 like the Ravens, but the Italian head coach of mine is a dumbass. So like it is what it is. But like I'm just proud of the way y'all team played. Devontae looks good. Ooh, yeah, God, I had watched the all 22. Yeah, I was like, He still got it. He still got it.
Y'all
He
played the
still
London
got it.
Jaguars yesterday. Hello, like
Bro,
that was
bro, bro, bro,
expected.
bro. Relax.
Hey,
Relax, Brody.
I
Relax,
mean, a
man.
couple college football teams can beat Jacksonville right now. Hello.
Relax, kicker. We'll see you in the bank soon. I
Hey,
can't I
hey,
can't wait.
T,
I can't
T,
wait.
T,
I can't.
T. I heard you say the Italian coach. Your Italian niece said hello.
Tell her I said hey. Tell her I just don't like the Italian in Philly. She's fine. What she want for Christmas? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna get her a Kelly Green, Devontae Smith for that one
Nah,
hands
kid,
account.
nah, 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 nah. Nah.
Ah!
You could get a green Miss Rachel shirt. How about that?
That is their
She
best
need to
uniform,
wear
though.
a
I'll give them
dog.
that.
She got to wear a dog. Devontae Smith, one hand. Kelly Green, back of the
Yo,
end zone.
T, just finish up because I want to get to
No, no,
to
no. Of
Jarek
course.
and
No,
James.
I just wanted to see how y'all was doing and everything. How y'all felt about the
Appreciate
win.
you, bro.
June, my brother, you've been quiet this morning. What's going on?
No, I'm handling some things right now.
Oh, all right,
I'm,
all
I'm
right.
still.
Well, I just want to, come, chop it up with you, Pete, Mark, see how y'all boys was feeling
Good
after
to see
y'all
it,
Thursday
T.
night.
Give June a second, man. He's scouring his timeline for Garrett Wilson stuff so he can delete, the bad.
Yeah.
So he's busy.
Oh, he was talking shit.
Hey yo, hey
Hey, June,
yo,
don't let me go
yo.
find one
Oh,
real
man.
quick because I know you old, so you can't delete that fast. Don't let me go find one real quick. Don't let me go
Hey
find one.
T, hey T, don't listen to that, man. Look, once again, let me clear it up one last time so everybody can hear it. I wasn't saying trade the man off right now. What I was saying was, if we bottom out, if we bottom out and got to fire the coach, GM, and everything else, it will be a smart idea. Well, my
Bottom
perspective, it will
out.
be a smart. Right. If we lost and we was shit, we lost and probably only 5 games, 6 games. My thought pattern would be at that point you want to attract the best coaching candidate that you possibly can, along with the GM. So my thought pattern would be trade away some of the assets that you have to get draft collateral to make the job more appealing to the GM slash coaching staff.
Hmm.
That's what I was saying. But
Would you
but
want? Would you
it's
want Vrabel?
I wanted Vrabel the day after he got.
I
Matter of
wanted
fact,
him too, and
I
people
think
Vrabel.
he's
don't
going to the
understand why I
Raiders.
want him, but me and you understand why we want him for
yeah,
our team. Like I understand.
man,
But
absolutely. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, you
Vrabel
need a
I
disciplinarian.
feel like you know what your
Vrabel
record would be if
never
you
coming
had
to
him
the
right now.
Jets.
You'd be 7-2.
He's
Ne-
going
I'm
to
gonna
the
be honest.
Raiders.
He's
Watch.
You would have
never.
never
You're right.
lost to Buffalo. He
You're
wouldn't
right.
have lost a game like that. He would have never lost a game like that. He don't lose games like that. He lose ugly games. He don't lose winnable. He don't lose winnable.
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Oof. I don't. I don't. He will never come to the Jets. This
But
guy.
but but but
He's
ground.
going to the
See,
Raiders.
How do
that's
Watch.
you know
why.
that? Grounded
That's why.
pound? You
That's why
you
I
got you
say.
got
He.
you got some sources that you ain't speaking up on, sir?
No, man. I just feel like
Well,
that's
you
funny.
oh so
I
it's
just feel like.
it's your opinion.
Let me ask.
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one.
That's true, but T, are him and Belichick still tight?
Who knows? I don't know. I'm not a rich billionaire. I'm not in their circle, bro, and neither are you. So I don't know why you you feel me?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. My gut tells me that that uh that Vrabel would never come here. I just feel like he's a Belichick guy, and it would be great if they could get him, but I'm highly skeptical.
Would you
You
want
don't think
Ben?
Tom Brady's going to get him?
All right. Uh,
so if you
yo, can we get to
so if you
T
can't get
one
him,
sec?
do you want Ben?
T 1 sec. Let me get to the hands up.
Ain't no
We're gonna
hands
start.
up.
Yeah, there is because you can't see because it's saying you were listening, right? Or a
Ooh,
speaker.
I don't see nobody.
Is you? Oh, like there's 3 hands up,
Oh
and
shit.
you're doing an emoji. By the way, we're gonna start doing intros for people. I have Mark Torres's already. Kickers is walk on by. Okay, Mark Torres is his straight up booze because nobody likes Mark. Let me see. Who else? Oh, Tom Ford is. I can't do it now, but Tom Ford is Jay-Z's thing. We got.
Hey,
Okay, so what's
Pete, I'm
mine?
sure.
Like you wait, hold on, you missing the main character from out the fan base. What's my Joan? What's my Joan?
I'd probably put the Rough Riders
Yeah, Rough
anthem.
Riders, honey. Hey,
Yeah, let me hear it.
hey. Yeah, I can get down with that. I can get down with that.
Can we hear from Jarek this morning, Jarek?
Yeah,
Good morning.
Jarek and
Thank you.
yeah.
What's going on, fellas? Happy Victory Monday, man. Just wanted to kind of come up, man. See what's kind of going on with you fellas. For What's the most going on, part, Jay?
You know
nothing
what's
much,
up.
man. You know what I'm saying? June hashtag tear it down, tear it
Tear it
down.
down. Tear it down.
The movement's
You
real,
know.
June.
But no, man. For the most part, man. Mock draft coming out tomorrow. You guys already know what's gonna be doing out with that.
Oh, Jarek.
Wait, Peter, why you hate? Don't do this.
You're making me
Don't do
laugh.
this.
No,
Don't do
I'm
this,
not.
man.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Man,
No, I'm
what
going
are
to be
you
talking
doing?
to you about. No. This is good talk. This guy knows his shit on college.
Yes,
Go ahead,
sir.
Jarek. You always got a mic.
Oh yeah. No. I just wanted to come up and just say what's going on with you guys.
I'm good. Hope you're good. Anybody effed up by this time change, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little messed up.
Oh yeah,
All
Buckeye.
right.
I see Buckeyes down there, man. Indiana's gonna whoop your ass. So
Oh, well.
Penn
Oh,
State couldn't
yeah.
get it done, but we all
Wow,
know
he's
Indiana
taking
will.
strays from the listeners section. Man, it's Monday
Yeah,
morning.
Yeah,
man.
Damn.
he catch the left and right. He just
Buckeye, get up here. Shout out to Emerson in the space. Jay Mick, Bird, what up? M Paz, who else is in here? Carl Binger, about to get paid soon. Hector, what up? Keem, what up? Who else is in here? Duran, what up, Duran? Have a good day, guys. Continue.
James
to hell
Cook.
with you, Duran. To hell with you, Duran.
Oh yeah, Duran's the best. He's been holding that bill of
Let me get
goods.
to before Jeremy. Justin. Let me get to Tom Ford.
All right, Pete. Good morning, Petey. Can you hear me?
I can, bro. You're commuting.
Yes, I am, literally. As always, that's the name of it. This week, I've always kind of been looking forward to on the schedule all year because, for disclosure, a very good friend of mine where I live in Ridgefield, Connecticut, his brother-in-law is the OC for the Cardinals. So I know, and he's got other relatives that are huge Jet fans, so that OC is doing a little something extra for that. I already know that for a fact going in. The thing is, and he's admitted, they've been inconsistent at times with Kyler Murray. Even though his stat line looks okay, there's games either he lights it up, or there's games like even yesterday, it's all running games to do it, and the stats aren't there. If you can contain Kyler Murray on his running game and shut down Harrison Jr., this is going to be a nail biter because on the Rams week 2, all their other wins are literally field goal or less. The line is basically a pick 'em in Arizona. Because I even looked on ESPN while waiting for my turn, and they say, like, money line pick, Jets are even money somehow, whether we believe it or not after that.
Yeah, how are the
Like you said,
Jets
Petey,
even favored? How are they even favored against the Texans is wild to me.
that had to be because of all the injuries, because their only real receiver, because of Mixon and Tank Dell, which helps outside of a touchdown not happening, helped me on my 2 fantasy league wins this week, along with Gibbs and a few other players, you know?
But
So,
Tom, real quick, how come nobody gives the Jets? What about the Jets injury? They were missing their both starting safeties, C.J. Mosley, Alan Lazard. Who else? They lost Simpson and Jake. Who's the right guard? Jake Hansen. Mark.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they
they
didn't have
lost him.
AVT. They played 4
And
tackles and
and
Jared Pittman and
yeah,
protected a
and
40-year-old
AVT.
quarterback, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Tom, that's not a knock at you, but listen, injuries are part of the game, so
Oh, I know.
go ahead, continue.
I I I think because with when I happen to stream by maybe WFAN app on Friday with the midday show coming down, since my commute was later, so I didn't catch you, Petey, unfortunately, taking care of my little one. They had one of those gambling guys, Nick Costos, who always you hear constantly, and he basically mentioned at home, you typically, if you're not over 3 points as a favorite at home, it's basically a pick 'em according to the sharps and the line makers. So injuries do get factored in with that. It's probably why the lines are what they are. But home, usually you get the 3 points favored automatically. That's what it's been said. It's been that way forever. Don't know why. Just has been explained that way. Like you said, we've had injuries. Everyone has injuries. It's week 10 we're going into basically now. If you don't have injuries and you're not in first place, then you just have poor management at this point because everyone's injured.
Yep, I agree. Now, what, Tom, are you good? Because I want to just get to Justin, and then we'll get back to regular
Nope.
conversation.
I'm good for now. I'm good for today.
All right. Thanks for coming up, bro. Tom Ford. Dun, dun, dun. I tried to play the music in my head, but can't do it.
Oh, my bad.
Justin, go ahead.
What's
No,
up,
you're
PD?
good.
What's up,
What's up?
guys? Happy
Were,
Victory Monday.
were you
Um,
sweating yesterday at all? Be honest.
nah, like, I wasn't really sweating. Like, Miami really gave us their all, bro. Like, they came with the intensity. There were some bullshit flags, but I'm
Is he
not really gonna
speaking?
get. Can you hear me? Should I
Yeah, he's
drop down
Yeah,
and come
talking.
he
back?
is. June, drop and come back. You got to drop, June, please.
Um, there were some bad flags. I'm not really gonna. I don't like to blame the refs for a lot of stuff because at the end of the day, you still got to win the game. But that unnecessary roughness on Taylor Rapp when he didn't even initiate the contact, Mostert did, lowering his head, and they gave Miami a free 15 yards on that. That was some bullshit, bro. And then the two phantom holding calls that took Josh Allen's rushing touchdown off the board, that was bullshit. Like, we should have had 38 points on the board. Keon Coleman has to catch that ball. That's a walk-in touchdown. Like, it was perfectly placed. You catch the ball, you walk into the end zone. There's no interception. You got to catch that. And then just the phantom holding, but whatever. I really didn't think Miami was gonna win the game, but I am a man of my word. I said if the Bills don't win by 50, they need to tear it down. So tear it down. So
Boo, that's a
Sounds
bad
good to
take.
me.
That
tear it down.
sounds worse than June's take. Tear it down.
That's saying
Hey,
but
you
something.
let them off the
but
hook
no,
with that
I
one.
was
Yeah,
at
that's
the
way too
game,
easy.
and a lot of fans were sweating. I wasn't the only one in this section. I was shouting out Tyler Bass. I believe in you. People were laughing at me. Then he made the 61-yard field goal, so it felt good.
Wait, who's you people?
But
Tyler Bass has been asked this year. Let's be real.
no, I said people were laughing at me. I didn't say you people.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, no, he's been
Um,
bad. Both kickers, Jets
but
and
I
Bills
think
kickers,
Tyler,
bad. Good.
I think Ty, I think Tyler Bass is actually perfect in like last second field goals, like some weird made up stat. Um, I think I gotta double check that. But yeah, no, I really didn't feel like Miami was gonna win that game because even if he doesn't miss it, if even if he doesn't make it, we go into overtime. So, hey man,
Hey, Jerry, can I say something, Jerry?
What'd you say, June?
Justin, can I say something, Justin?
yeah, go ahead.
That's why I fuck with you for keeping it real, cause that was a bullshit call, and me and the boys, me and Buck, I was actually talking about it. That was a bullshit call, and that if it wasn't for that call, I don't know.
Hey man, the refs were rough yesterday. This is like, for some reason, like our division no games, like between the AFC East, the refs have just been ass, bro. I
Yeah,
don't know what it is. Like
yes,
every AFC East game, I've just seen the refs be terrible. So maybe the NFL has something against the East this year. Who knows? I have no clue. But it's just been bad this season. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the
man,
refs have been bad everywhere, man.
like yeah. But congrats to you guys. And so it was a victory Friday, Victory Monday or Victory
It's
Weekend
still
for you guys?
it's still Victory Monday because we won. We started the week off.
Yeah, but
So
I'm saying, did you start on Friday or you
When
started
your
Monday?
yeah,
victories are infrequent, you celebrate them for a week.
weekly,
It's
man.
like, you know how
Yeah,
girls sometimes get their birthday? It's like a birthday month and shit. It's like that's the kind of,
Y'all
especially
are
when
on
they
a
beat a
victory
team they weren't supposed
hiatus.
to beat at all. Let's not sugarcoat that part too. If they beat, you know, it's not like the Texans are a bunch of punks. That's a good football team, good record, good quarterback. Like they're a good team.
No, for sure, for sure. And like I said, Miami gave us their all, bro. Like that rushing attack by Miami, McDaniels can scheme up some good ass running plays. Like he's one of the best run schemers in the NFL, and that comes from the Shanahan tree. So Miami, like all three of their backs, they had the rookie, they had Mozart, and then they had A Chain. Like all three of those guys, they have 4.3 speed. They know how to see the holes and just hit them. The acceleration and burst they have, it's just insane. So like it's really hard. If Miami focused on the run game and investing in the offensive line more so than they did getting receivers for Tua, that would be an extremely formidable team.
yep.
Extremely.
Hey, let
Yep.
me ask a question real quick. What is Miami's record with Tua in this year? Now I'm going to count the Buffalo game because he
Uh,
did play that. What is their record with him in the game?
1-3, I
one and
believe.
three.
Yep.
Yeah,
So,
one and
so
three.
my question is, it's not going to happen. I don't think. Is Mike McDaniel on the hot seat if they don't have a winning record with Tua
Didn't they just extend
this
him?
year?
Yeah,
Right, but I'm just
yeah,
saying.
they extended it, but coaching contracts are
Or
not.
Chris Greer.
Yeah,
Should
yeah,
Chris
Yeah.
true,
Greer
true.
should get fired
Yeah,
then?
Greer
No,
should be gone.
Yeah,
Greer
maybe
Chris
Chris
Greer
Greer.
Greer
Yeah,
put the Dolphins in a
But
very, very bad
so
situation because
so
they
what's
can't.
going to happen? But Jarek, what's going to happen if the new general manager doesn't like McDaniel?
Oh, then he's gone. I mean, the Dolphins need to tear it down. They need to tear it down. I mean, like the Dolphins are in a worse position than you guys
Yep.
because they have no they
Mhm.
have zero money. Like they have $125,000 next season. I mean, they have no money at all. They spent like the roster that you
It's a
see is
good
the
point.
roster that you get. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to trade away some of these draft assets. I don't know how the hell they're gonna be playing a lot of these players. So
yeah. They're just gonna have to roll in with the exact same roster next year, unless they
yeah,
do something with the money.
it's bad. Chris Greer put this team in a very very bad situation from a financial standpoint.
Now, wait, can I make a point? I remember the day after they gave Waddle the money, and I was sitting there saying that Chris Greer is one of the worst GMs. I remember a Miami fan trying to take my head off for that. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the third. And now here we are. All right, okay, that's
Well,
it.
they're Dolphin fans. They thought they could win the division. Now look,
Yep.
broken.
Yeah, they just he built the team the wrong way. Like I said, if they focused on that offensive line with those running backs they have, bro, that's
Definitely,
the formidable team. I
definitely.
don't care. Like you're not gonna consistently stop three running backs at 4.3 speed in an offensive line that can block his ass off. Like, and you saw it yesterday. Like the offensive line yesterday. I mean, people can complain about holding calls not caught, sure, but that offensive line yesterday, they were opening up holes that minivans can run through an interior. Like they really were, and those running backs were hitting those holes, bro. And then
Yep.
you complement that with like a screen game at the right time when the defense is about to run blitz. Like you're not gonna stop that.
That
So I
that
mean,
game plan was it was perfect. Like that was the perfect game
yeah,
plan Miami could have run. The problem, like that's the first game I've seen all season where they actually ran that, and it worked perfection.
Oh, they kept running. They
they kept
Yeah,
kept
running.
running. I'm like, wow, this is
Yeah.
amazing.
Before
So
office goes, when we get a chance, can we talk about how the Jets can exploit Arizona's pass defense? Because I believe it's ranked in the mid 20s. I don't know, Mark. You're analytical. Can you look that up?
oh
And
yeah,
that's
sure.
not
But
a Mark. That's not a dig. That's not a dig at you. I'm just saying, like
Yeah,
the Jets
I'm
should be able to.
Pete.
Garrett Wilson and Adams should be able to exploit shit.
Pete.
The
Sorry,
matchup. The matchup is how you stop Kyler Murray from running quarterbacks are having
but
field
I'll
days
land there.
against the
I'll
Jets.
land there.
Yeah, I mean, I
Uh,
think they need to spy Kyler, but honestly, Pete, I'm not even. You know what? The Jets need to prove to me that they're a real football team and can win 2 games straight. Like they need to show that they can not shoot themselves in the foot, that they can, that the talent. Like that's what I need to see. Like in terms of this is not like two closely matched teams. Let's see what. No, the Jets have been they shot themselves in the foot in almost every loss and in some of the wins. Like they need to fix that. If they fix that, then sure, I'll break down whatever how often Arizona plays too high and how you know um, whatever percentage of playing man like I'll look at all that stuff, but I'm not even worried about that, man. I'm not convinced that the Jets aren't going to find a way to lose this game simply by being the Jets. That's where I'm at in terms of my fandom. I'm out, man. That's where I'm at in terms of the fandom. Now, can they win 2 in a row? Because look, at this point now, every game is almost must win. Can they really afford to lose any
Yep.
games if they want to be in the contest? Because we don't know what's happening with the other AFC teams. One of these other teams could go on a run, and suddenly the Jets could be out of contention regardless. They don't control their own destiny anymore, I don't think. Right?
No,
So, yeah,
no.
that's the. Sorry, man. That's where I'm at. Maybe it's. I don't know. I don't think it's same old Jets. I'm just trying to look at the. I'm looking at what I'm seeing out of this play and giving you my honest assessment. That's it.
Welcome, Mark. Thank you so much. That was nice. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mark.
You got it, Charles. Good morning. I know it's tough, man. It's tough, but
Hey, see what up, bro?
What's up, Jim? What's up, cuz?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Yo, anybody
Hello,
remember
King.
that? Hey, Charles, anybody poetic justice when they went to that barbecue, like Tupac and them, and they
Yeah,
said, "Cousin,
Uncle P, Uncle
cousin,
P,
what's up, cousin?"
cousin
They
P.
and they
It was cousin. It
finagled,
was
yeah,
cousin.
yeah, cousin. They finagled into the barbecue. That's a great movie, by the way.
Great movie, and I believe the word is finesse. They finessed into the barbecue.
That's fair. Thanks, June.
Can we get to the hands, and then I'm going to give offensive, optimistic Jet fans something to be happy about? Can I do that just to counterbalance myself?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. Without asking, sure.
all right. Let's get. What is it? Jones hasn't talked yet. Jones, good morning.
Yo. Are y'all talking about the
My
call
guy, what up,
game?
brother?
What up?
Jones,
What
we're
up?
talking about any point you bring up because when you bring up points, they're really good. So why don't we just go off of that?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna start off with this. Well, if we're the Cards, we need a man up.
I don't hear him.
He's talking. He was talking.
I don't hear him now either. I'll force close the app.
No, I don't hear him. Jones, if you can hear us dropping, we'll bring you back up. All right. While we're waiting for Jones, I'll go optimistic. Look, there is a road for the Jets. Okay, they have to beat Arizona. They have to clean up their play, and it's such a talented team, man. I think that's part of what's making this season so frustrating. Is we all see the talent, and it's not just Jet fans and Jet goggles. Like national media is looking at this roster, it's saying, "Look at these guys." I mean, look, man, they have 2 number 1 receivers between Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. When's the last time as a Jet you could look at the team and be like, "Man, like they actually have talent." And then they have Rodgers, who now he's starting to get healthy. He's getting a little bit of extra rest. Like there is a root, and the defense. This is the other part, man. With Reddick and Will McDonald and Quinnen's reverting to form. Everyone who wanted to cut ties with Quinnen, well, I don't know, maybe you heard it. He's starting to play. So, and then they slide Michael Clemens inside because man, this man cannot defend the edge. He stinks. Like that part of it, his game stinks.
I
But
hope you're right about.
Now, see, Mark. The question
I
is,
hope you're right about Quinn
can your talent outplay the coaching?
because it's been more bad than good with Quinn
I
this
don't think
year.
people can hear.
I can hear.
Ground, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Why
All
not?
right. No,
Mark,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Wow. I just said,
Can you hear June?
yeah, I hear him. I just
All
said I
right,
hope he's
great.
right about Quinnen
I
because it's
definitely
been.
can't hear. What was that ground? I can't hear ground.
you got to drop
June
June.
This
dropped.
is a bullshit
Hey,
app.
can y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right. Nah, I was finna say, bro, if we don't man up versus the Cards, like outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., nobody on that team scares me. playing man and quarterback spying Kyler. And I don't know how their defense is looking too much, but we should be able to exploit it. Who's on their defensive line? That's formidable. There's no reason we shouldn't win this game, but we know how our hopes get blown every week.
The problem is they're getting out physical at the line of scrimmage, except for the last game. The last game, they kind of matched the Texans on the line of scrimmage, but for the most part, they're getting out physical, and that's the issue. It's the teams are imposing their will on the Jets defense, and the Jets offensive line. You were talking about at the beginning, just
Well, okay,
very
so
bad, porous.
To Jones' point from earlier, so the Jets are playing a lot of man right now. I feel like that almost 70% of the time they're playing man. So, and they have and they have the personnel to do it. We know that. I think their problem is that they've done a really bad job of handling mobile quarterbacks. I mean, even Will Levis early on, and then you see whatever Drake May, who, I had a Patriots fan buddy who's like, man, Drake May's it, man. I'm like, dude, he's not throwing. He's throwing. What's he doing? Like, he's just running, man. Like, he's running.
Look,
And if you can't account for a mobile quarterback, like, that's their like the Jets need to show me that they can stop Kyler.
Can I share some stats with y'all?
Yeah, of course, Office. Go ahead.
June, you're in the blender.
I think him and Dom have T-Mobile.
Get Office.
Thank you, sir. So, what I'm looking at right now is Cardinals average 23 points a game, the opposition 23.8. Total points 207 to 214. The Cardinals are in the first category. Total touchdowns 21 to opposition's 22. First downs 173 to 198. Rushing first down 75 to 72. So they're ahead in rushing first downs. Passing first downs are getting obliterated 64 to 172 in passing first downs. First downs by penalty. For third down efficiency, they're 41% to 48%. Fourth down efficiency, they're 3 for 9 to against 8 for 14. And then, they got a decent amount of passing yards. They're 1,700 to the opponent's 2,000. So ESPN's got some good stats that look like they play in your favor.
What's the line on the game? Anyone know?
I haven't found that yet. Let me see. I don't know that.
1.5 Arizona is what I saw.
Wow. Usually
Well,
you
the
get
good
3 if
news,
you're at home. It's almost like Jets are favored in that.
the good news for you guys, the Cardinals
They
have
should
a
be.
terrible passing defense. They're in the. I got some. Damn, I got to look up these stats again. But they're like, yeah, there we go. They are bottom of yes. So opponent completion percentage. They're 26. Opponent completions per game, they're 27th. And then, of course, you get passing yards per game. That's when they're kind of in the bottom half. And passing yards per attempt. So that's, again, where opponent throws the ball the most. Arizona is right now, they're like middle of the pack. So their passing defense really, really isn't really good at all. So, again, you look at the outside corners, they're pretty young right now. Of course, they have Buda Baker. But again, Arizona, they're well coached, they're disciplined. Their red zone defense is actually a little underrated. It's actually gotten better. So that's going to be a team where you can move the ball on them, but the red zone, is obviously going to be the difficult mark. So kind of more of a bend but don't break type sort of team.
Well, here's what that tells me. So, and then we'll get Tom, and Tom, we're just talking. So that sounds to me, from Ground's point from earlier, find a way to get Fashion on the field, because if the Jets could be throwing a lot, which if it's not the Brees Hall show this week, and they're going to be passing, can the Jets keep the chemistry going between Rodgers and Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams and put stress on the corners? And as opposed to kind of methodical marching down the field, can the Jets take advantage of explosives? Because then I don't care how good your red zone defense is, if you're scoring from from the opponent's 40, and guys are just they're finding a way to get in. I mean, that's because you know how it is when you get down in the red zone and the defense gets all crunched up, and then there's not as much room and the windows get tighter and it's just harder. There's less field to defend and all that. So I can't believe I'm doing actual analysis on this one. And I feel like the Jets need to just clean up their shit, but
It's a good one, though, brother.
Yeah, it's
Mark, would y'all start?
it's the Jet defense off. That's where the
Both of you
matchup
guys
going to
are in
be.
the
You
blender.
got. Can you hear me now?
Yes. I think it's
Look,
on a
I'm
delay,
gonna say
June.
it. I'm gonna say it real quick, and then I gotta run, and I'll come back later on. But what I was saying is the matchup is Jets defense against the Cardinals offense. You got a running quarterback, you got a good running back, and you got a good underrated tight end in McBride, and you got a good wide receiver. That's where the matchup is gonna be: the Jets defense against Arizona's offense. That's it.
Hey, June, you're right, but to your point, I feel like we faced Josh Allen, we faced the Vikings and Sam Darnold. We faced a bunch of formidable offenses. Their offense doesn't scare me. It's just our offense scares me. That's what scares me more than playing the other team. You get what I'm saying?
No. I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, I look at it like this: uh, uh, because their defense is not, it's not nothing to worry about so much. It's their weapons that they have on offense, and they got. We're going up against the best scrambling quarterback in the league. That guy is fast, and he could throw. Got an arm. You got a big target in Harrison. You got a very good McBride tight end. You got a good running back in Connor. It's gonna be a problem.
He's already over 1,000 yards rushing, June.
That shit is crazy. Like, bro, that the matchup gonna be their offense against our defense. I'm not too much concerned about our offense against their defense, but our defense against their offense, that's gonna be an issue.
I apologize. He has 665. He's not at 1,000. That was wrong.
It's all good. Hey, Tom, just jump in,
Shit, he's
man. Good
halfway
morning.
there.
All right. Yeah, just fill in the blanks
Oh, the
where I
other
can. Like I
Tom,
said, I have
Tom
time. I'm
Ford.
sorry.
The other Tom. Sorry, Tom. You can
That's
go
Okay.
ahead.
Hey guys, how you
Phil's Tom.
doing?
Phil's Tom. What's up?
Hey,
Sorry, Tom Ford.
how you guys doing? Happy Victory Monday to the Jets and the Bills. I have a
You too.
question for the Jets fans in here, and specifically like PD and June. And then I have to read this comment that was made on the Jets and see if you guys agree with it. My question is to you, PD, and the rest of the Jets fans: what coach and what 2 draft picks could you guys bring in this coming year that could help you guys move the needle and be a winning team and be a force to be reckoned with? And I want to read you this quote. I want you guys to tell me what you think. This was from a chat. The Jets are the restaurant location that consistently closes and reopens under a new name, but the food still sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So that was made by one of the.
Oh, shit.
That was
I
Damn.
mean,
said that.
I mean, you waited to do all that, Tom. Do you
Yeah,
have
I know,
any?
right?
Do you have any creative questions besides like?
Well, I did. I thought. I mean, like, who would you guys bring in next year? That's my
I
question.
mean, talk to me. Talk to me. I mean, I think Vrabel is one of them.
Oh, Vrabel
You
would be
know,
great.
I like Aaron Glenn.
Aaron Glenn. Okay.
But I don't think. I think we need a veteran coach, to be honest.
Okay.
Who else is the other guy? I'm sure Kingsbury would get some interest.
Okay.
And who's the other guy that I had on that list?
He's more offensive minded. Like draft pick wise, what do you guys feel that would help you guys move the needle?
Probably offensive line or defensive line.
can I say a coaching point before you get to picks? which is I'm not super interested in bringing in like a first time head coach, and part of that is uh, you got Rodgers, so like you're gonna have to deal like that dynamic will be a thing. I don't think it'll be that. I honestly don't think it'll be that bad. I don't think it'll be over. Like I really don't think it will be that bad. But the bigger reason why I think you don't want a first time head coach is I don't trust the owner, and I think you get a head coach that really like with a pedigree that really understands football. That's why I think Vrabel's my leading candidate. The Jets need to play stable, consistent, like predictable, dependable football. It doesn't need to be, and that's what even when they win, they're making colossal blunders. If they could eliminate the colossal blunders from their own play, then what would their record be? I don't even know because they got talent. So I think that's the biggest. So, folks that are trying to lure college coaches out of no, I don't want that. Like, what? People just say stuff for attention, man. Like, I just don't, I don't understand it. I think go stable, go stable and safe. And folks, I've heard folks be like, oh, well, Ben Johnson. Well, I get it, but that's also he would be a first time head coach in the system, and I know he's an incredible offensive mind, but I don't know if they even need that, man. I think the Jets template for winning is like strong defense, consistent strong defense, rushing attack. You're gonna have Rodgers back, protect Rodgers, and that leads to the draft, and that's where I think they'd be smart to invest even more in the O line. Like I don't know, Pete, have you done the breakdown of like what the O line could look like next year?
No, but I mean, well, Fashanu left. If you're
Right.
doing it based on who's coming back, Fashanu, Simpson,
Mm-hmm.
Tippmann, AVT, and then you need a right tackle. Now, do they bring back Moses? Do you go in free agency? Because I don't think Tyron Smith will be back.
Do you trust Moses another year in, or will he get hurt again?
I'd have to look at that, but maybe he's a veteran. I don't think he's been bad, so.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know, and then I don't know what Carter Warren is. Like he's whatever. He's depth at this point, but I think you invest in O line. I think when you have Aaron Rodgers, I would love to see that man operate for a whole season with a really great O line. And you know what? I'd settle for an above average O line. Have an above average O line for a full league year.
Are you guys?
Who's not nursing injury? Go ahead, Tom.
I'm sorry. Are you guys 100% bringing a quarterback in the draft?
I don't know for sure.
It depends on where they're picking.
And if Rodgers announces he's coming back, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that he's the quarterback of the future, but they do have Jordan Travis, who's, still got 3 years left. So, I mean, I would give him more run in the preseason and see what they got.
Pete.
And then, you draft a guy later on.
Pete.
Go ahead.
Honest question. Are you concerned about Sauce? What do you think it is with him? Is he in the funk? Is he just is he more of a zone corner? What is it with him?
I think it's both.
Because you see, he just can't get his head turned around, man. It's a major weakness in his game. Like he doesn't play the ball whatsoever, and you
He's
could
not
also
costing the Jets games though, Ground.
No, but like you can't pay that guy $30 million.
But we don't have to pay him yet. They still got 3 years of control of him.
Okay. You don't think he wants to get paid next year?
Probably he may want to play it out to get more and gamble.
I mean, see the thing about this is the difficult issue because because this is Sauce's third year. Next year is going to be fourth year. I mean, that's typically when players, especially guys that have extreme value, like they kind of want the money now.
Hey, Jarek, have you been watching Sauce like this year, or
no? I've been
Bills fan?
I've been watching him, but still, I mean.
So what's your evaluation like of him?
I think Sauce is not. He's not really having that much good of a year, at all. For the most part, he's having a little bit over down year now. Still, I think a lot of teams will like to have him because again, the biggest question on Sauce was his success defined by scheme, or again, is he the type of player where you can put him in any sort of scheme, or, and he can excel? That's kind of one of the biggest questions about Sauce coming out of college. The Jets put him in a particular scheme, and it's worked, and it's worked so far. But now again, this season it's not as well. But I still think a lot of teams would like to have that dude. That's why I think again, he is worth the first round pick. He is worth the first round pick for trade value. Now, in terms of money, to your point, Ground, he I don't he may command you, because I just think this is just based off of ego, right? You look at the two All Pros. He is going to demand to be the highest paid corner in the league, which means that he's going to be, he wants to get paid more than Patrick Surtain. Like Marlon Humphrey said, like, Marlon Humphrey got his money because he felt like, okay, you know what, I'm not the best corner in the game. I think I'm top 10, so I'm going to get top 10 money, but I know what my true value is. But, he talked about how a lot of players, they don't really see it that way. They don't see it that way. They look at, you know what, I had these amount of great years. I want to try to reset the market. I think Sauce is a player that falls in that category. And so that's kind of the question: are the Jets willing to make him the highest paid corner over a Pat Surtain? Knowing that in the immediate future you may want to try to retool some things around and start to kind of pay some other players like maybe a Brees or a Garrett Wilson when their contracts are available. So I don't know. The Jets are in a very, very tough position regarding Sauce. I just think that he is the type of player that's willing to hold out if he doesn't get paid next year.
I don't agree with Jared on Sauce doing that. I think Sauce is having a down year, but I will say this about the last game. Outside of that drive when he had the missed tackle, uh, he had the flag, I think, and then he gave up the 3rd and 10. Outside of that, what was his downfall in that game? I feel like outside of that one drive, he had a good game. Then when you look at the pass, it seems like this defense gives stuff up in chunks. And that's not even just Sauce. They give up, 50, 60 yards, and then nothing else happens the rest of the game or the rest of the quarter. I
So
think Sauce is.
if a
Go
player's
ahead.
committing almost 2 penalties every game, right? A penalty or 2 penalties a game,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always some kind of pass interference or holding that turns a 3rd down into a 1st down. And I don't know, man.
Hey,
Like,
I didn't.
Ground,
No,
who are
I
you
get.
starting over Sauce Gardner? Come on, man. Like, what? I
I
don't
get.
understand this.
I get your point, Ground, but
I'm not saying to bench him.
I get your point.
I asked a question. I didn't say should we bench him. I said what is it with him? Is he in a funk, or is he just a person that is not a man cover corner? Like, what's the best way to use this guy? I didn't say like should we bench him. I don't know. Like,
I think he's a
I didn't.
year 3 player, and I think you're leaping to judgment. Like, yes, I understand in year 3, normally you have a leap, but also what corner has done what Sauce has done in his first 2 years as a professional corner? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we haven't seen the best play out of him. I don't think he's enthused with his play this year. But this idea that he's not a man, what does he do better? Is he a man or a zone? Or they need to accommodate around Sauce's, weaknesses. Like, F that, man. He's a young guy and he's developing. Like, I could think of 3 things that Sauce could be doing better in his play that would dramatically improve his play. And that's what happens with young players. That's normal. And how hard is it to be a corner in the league, man? They make it
So
harder than ever to be a corner.
so the three you're right about that part, 100% right. But the 3 things that he needs to work on are like, I'm sure you're going to say he needs to probably watch more film and run know what the receiver's going to do, because in the beginning of the year you'd even mentioned he needs to start running the routes for them, and I actually agree with that take, because you see he does get shaken out of his boots a little too much. Like, he gets turned around a lot. He has to grab a lot and compensate for not knowing what the guy's going to do. Um, So if he knew what the guy was doing, so you said you
Ground,
can
do
name
you
three
ground? Do you
things.
want to trade Sauce?
Well, is this Leashon?
Yes. Good morning.
Yes.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. No, because it still has you in listener. I couldn't tell. I listen. I don't want to pay the guy 30 million. So if the options are to pay him 30 million or trade him, I would say, what are we getting for him, Leashon?
I don't know. I'm looking for your idea on Sauce. I wouldn't trade him. I want to see what you would do.
Exactly. The other teams in
So what would
this
you do,
division.
Leashon? What would you do?
I would pay Sauce Gardner. I think he's one of the cornerstones of your defense, one of the cornerstones of your team. I would extend him.
Yeah. I don't think Sauce is the best corner this year, but I still think he's
So
a top 10. I think he's playing like a top 10 corner. I think
so
regardless
you
of
would
him having
pay
a
that
down year.
guy to reset the market? That's what you would do?
Well, how much Pat Surtain's getting? Isn't he getting paid 28 million?
So you'd pay him more than Pat Surtain, and is that what you're saying? I just want to make sure I understand exactly what you mean.
Dude, he only had 2 interceptions.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to Jarek?
I'm talking to you.
Because I didn't say anything about Sertan, and you asked about Sertan.
No, I'm
That's why
saying
I wasn't sure you was talking to.
so you're no. So what I'm saying is, you said you would pay him. Define what you would, how you'd pay him. Would you make him the highest paid corner in the league?
Yes, I would.
Wow.
Okay.
I see. I would not. I wouldn't.
You do know when he signs his extension, he's going to be the highest paid corner in the league, right?
Yeah.
So Leashon, you have you been watching him this year?
Yes, I've been watching him, Ground.
Okay,
I've been
so
watching him.
his it doesn't concern you that he's got major, like, technique, man coverage, like, weaknesses that are almost like getting blown up even more. I mean, it's obvious that the other team is studying him more, and they're actually throwing at him in critical situations to either
But
draw a
Ground,
penalty.
I asked you what you would do. I said I would extend him. What would you do?
I wouldn't make him the highest paid corner. No, I wouldn't. So if I could get like a lot of capital for him, I
So
probably
so you so
would.
you so you would so would trade him.
It depends on
So
what
you
I'm
would
getting
trade
for
him.
him. If I'm getting more than a first round pick for him, I probably would trade him.
So Ground, can I ask you a question to bounce off that? If Sauce Gardner is traded for a first round pick, are you going into the draft saying we're taking a corner again, as of losing DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner in this draft
Well,
due to whatever?
now you're saying that we're also losing DJ Reed. That wasn't
We
the question.
Well, you're not going to pay both of them, are you?
No, but he just said now I'm losing DJ Reed also. That wasn't the question. The question is, what am I doing with Sauce? It wasn't, what am I doing with Sauce and DJ Reed.
Yeah, but I'm just all right.
I mean, but what you do with Reed, wouldn't that affect what you do with Sauce? Like, you're not going to lose both of them.
Correct.
So if Reed
But he
leaves in
changed it.
free agency, doesn't that
But
doesn't that mean you need Sauce even more?
well, then you do what you can to lock up Reed.
And then you're praying, Ground, that Reed doesn't fall off in a year as a corner.
They're going to be saying trade him when he gives up one pass, just like they do with Quentin.
Uh,
Listen,
Like
how do you
but
keep
we
Wait,
everybody?
but
How do you
ground.
keep
Wait,
This
wait,
is
wait,
everybody?
Mark.
crazy.
How do you keep everybody?
Ground. But we had fans that were saying that, you know, I forget who said it. Oh, maybe Stiggers takes over for Reed this year because Reed was getting cooked in fucking preseason. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we have to keep you. In my opinion, you can't get rid of both of these guys, and you keep the younger player. Sauce could get better still. He could still get better. He's young.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I said,
Well, but
do
but but the question. All right, but the question is asked to you. Would you? I would keep Sauce. Okay. Other
okay.
fans, my
You'd keep him
Jet
over
fans,
Garrett.
no, I'd keep both of them
Okay.
because you don't have to pay the quarterback in 3 years anyway. If you're starting over, which most likely the Jets are going to do, you still need
foundational pieces.
Okay, so if this funk continues and he continues to not be able to play the ball, do you still make him the highest paid? Like, at what point do you say, hey, listen, how do you evaluate this guy's market value, right? Like, because everybody thought when Namdi Asamoah went to Philly, it was like a big deal, right? Like, he was this great corner, and then they put him in a man scheme, and he fell apart. This is kind of like what's happening with Sauce almost a little bit.
Well,
Sauce is better than Namdi.
yeah, I mean Sauce. Sauce is. Out of the majority of the corners, Sauce is metric wise plays. He plays more man than almost any other corner in the National Football League. Sauce. Just depending on the Jet scheme and just kind of they have him just based off of metrics. Even that, we consider Sauce having a down year now, but his down year is still considered top 10 worthy just based off of the metrics. So based off of that and the fact that and his prior history and his age, he's gonna get over $25 million. He's just based off of that alone, he's gonna get over $25 million because of the upside, to his game right now. Now again, it's a tough position because you're gonna have to let go of DJ Reed, and I think you're gonna have to prioritize the younger player. If you can get both DJ Reed and Garrett Wilson for the foreseeable future, that's great. But I think the benefit is that they're both young players. I think what Garrett is I think he's 24. Sauce is 20.
24.
Yeah,
Yep.
Sauce is I think 23 or 24 years of age. These are guys that can be around for the next 5 to 6 years of your organization, while still kind of So if you guys do want to hit the reset button, those guys, those young pieces, can still be around if you guys decide to rebuild.
I'm just saying that it's
and Garrett Surtain is the highest paid corner in the league, making $24 million a year. Why would you have to pay Sauce $30 million? I mean, I know you threw that number out there. Why can't you give him 24.5? Why can't you give him $25 million a year? Why'd you go with 30?
Who, me?
Yeah, you mentioned
I
that
wouldn't
a
even
couple times.
I wouldn't
Would
even
you?
pay him as much as Sertan. I'd be like, you got to take a haircut.
No, I understand that, but it sounds when you say would you pay him $30 million a year, you're not going to have to pay him $30 million a
I
year.
hate to blame Pete on this, but he was saying for a while, and it seemed that way, that Sauce is going to reset the market at around 30 million or whatever it was.
No, resetting it is 25
Well,
million, not
hold
30.
on. I did say, Ground, you could blame me all you want. I did say in the offseason, when there was not a lot to talk about, that I think I could see him getting up to 28 million. It's the truth.
Okay. See, I wouldn't see. That's what I
Ground,
would not do.
Right,
I'm
but
just
this
saying.
is.
No. I'm not saying you're right or
Can I
wrong.
finish my point?
Okay.
My point is you still don't have to pay him right away. So that's going to go up that number. Sertan signed what, this year? Or last?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you do
for
another
the market increase, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I'm doing it based off of market increases.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So you figure it's an extra $2 million each year that goes up. It's going to go up a little bit.
I just would not make him the highest paid guy until he works out his technique. You're talking. I'm just telling you, man. Like he's just not the same as Sertan. It's not even close. It is not even close. It's like they're playing two different positions. That's the difference in the quality of coverage that Sertan has over Sauce.
Hey,
It's not even close.
hey, Ground, I agree with you for this year, but can I ask you a question about those two? When you look at the coaching of Denver, how their entire team is just sound. Even though they got smashed by the fucking Ravens yesterday, they still play a sound team. They play sound football. Our whole team is out of whack due to coaching.
Who's the DB's coach, Petey? Is it Odin?
Yep, Tony Odin.
Haven't you been praising Tony Odin for the past 3 or 4 seasons?
Yeah.
That he's going to be a defensive coordinator, that this guy's a really good cornerbacks coach. I mean, let's just call it like what it is. Like Sauce he does have a little bit of an ego problem where he can't like man up when he doesn't make plays. And Every time, like, he either gets some kind of penalty or a big play, completed on him, he's getting pulled off the field, holding his ankle or something like that, and it's just that's just not. I'm sorry, man. Like, we're talking about the best in the world. That's what
Yeah,
we're talking about.
I feel you, but only our fan base would be saying trade a guy like that when we have him on our roster. And
Well,
I just
the options that I was given was you either make him the highest paid corner or you trade him. I'm saying that I would trade him. I wouldn't make him the highest paid corner. Now, if he's going to take a haircut on what Sertan got, okay, that is something I would give serious consideration to. I'd probably rather keep him at that point. But there's got to be a point where you go to something and you say, you know what, like, it just doesn't match the value of what the cost is, and sometimes it does. In this instance, I would rather pay Garrett too. If it's me, I'd rather pay Garrett, and
wait. Can't we pay both?
I hope
Like,
you can.
Yes, you can. Long suffering, you had your hand up for a while. Go ahead, man. Good morning.
And I also would rather re-sign Quincy. I think Quincy's slowly became our best defensive player.
Hector, go ahead. You got on mute, man. Mark, can you hear me?
I hear you, Pete.
Hey. Hello?
We're all here. It's been waiting for a while. Heck, you there? You fell asleep. I don't know, man. I think Sauce's best
Have you got?
football. Go ahead, Leisha.
No, I was just going to ask. Have you guys seen Sleepy, that Dolphins fan that guaranteed victory? Has Sleepy been around, or is he sleep right now?
I don't see him here this morning. Just scroll
Okay,
through.
just let me know when he arrives. I'll mute up.
Hey
Yeah, they're
guys.
circling the wagons. Good morning.
Hey, sorry about that. I was still
No
trying to
problem,
figure
man.
this thing out. Listen, with the trade deadline tomorrow, any way you think that we can get a big body defensive tackle? Because that dude from the Cardinals, he's terrible. He, we have
He's
no
on it.
depth
Yeah,
there.
he's on injured reserve, Hector. So
Or maybe we can grab a guard or something from Cleveland. They're going to have a fire sale over there. I'm just thinking, we're all in. Does he sit tight, Douglas, or do you think he does something at one of those two positions?
I could see getting somebody to shore up the interior, especially given how the Jets have been operating against the run. I mean, it's a little different because it's not like. I mean, they can look for like a nose tackle type guy who would fit in the four down scheme that the Jets run, but it's not like. I don't know, man. In my mind, when I look at what the Jets are doing, it's not just personnel that's the problem up front. It's like just in terms of gap integrity. Like they just don't like there's ways to pressure rush lanes that aren't just about having like the most massive dude in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was
And
watching
there's
the Ravens
yeah, good.
yesterday. Man, they're massive, right up the middle. You're not running the ball against a team like that. Just about all the really, really good teams got some really big, deep tackles. One run stuffer. We don't have that. Not Clemens. That's not going to work. Clemens is going to get pushed back if they move him inside now. I just hope he does something.
They might be buyers. I mean, look, I think Texans game changed their perspective on what they were going to do. You know what I mean? If they'd lost that game, I don't know if they'd be sellers or what they'd be trying to do, but it's crazy. One game changes
Sure
the
does.
outlook, and that's why this Arizona game is so important. I mean, if they flub this one against Arizona, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
We'll wait and see with the Jets. They always reel us in, and then they crush us again.
yeah, I
Well,
think
and
that's going to
you
happen
go,
too.
Pete.
To be honest,
You think
I
they're
think it's
losing
going
to
to happen.
Arizona?
No, but I think the Jets are going to suck
Yes.
everybody back.
Oh,
Well, I'm not saying they're not. That's not what I'm saying, but I think the Jets are going to suck people back in, and then they're going to jet. That's what I think is going to happen. So they
well, I
should
mean,
have
it's
beat
1 week.
New England, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sold, Mark. Go win tonight. Go win this weekend,
And then if you win this weekend, go win next week, and then you got to bye. And then you go in riding high, and you go make a run. That's our second half. Go make a run.
I mean, if you're optimistic, you got to look at this will be another game of Devontae Adams as a Jet. Garrett Wilson is actually starting to look the part. So, like, between those two guys, can they start getting on the same page with Rodgers and the Jets start to put a passing attack together? Because, I was thinking they'd be a run first team and the rest of it with the moves on the line. But now I don't know what version of your O line you're going to have. So,
Right.
Is it back to the quick passing game? Is it throwing the football? Is it Adams and Wilson and you create stress that way? Because, I mean, Wilson in the slot, it's crazy how good he is. He's so good.
Rodgers does look healthier now. He looked more mobile the last game.
Yeah, well, that's no one's everyone in their rush to say, "Oh, well, Rodgers is old and washed, and we should get rid of him, and this is all on his shoulders." I know he hasn't been on the injury report, but he's been dealing with a knee. I feel like a hamstring. Um, did he have an ankle too? Like he's been playing banged up, not enough to show up on the injury report, but he's been playing hurt, and so he hasn't been able to move around the way he wants to move around. Which you would think that's a small thing, but the thing is, this is a guy who can make incredible plays off schedule. If he can get out of the pocket even a little bit and turn it from a 2.5 second into a 3 second, 3.5, like he can kill you. Like he's not in situations like that, man. He's one of the best to do it. So, but I don't know, man. There is a road for them, but it's a road with one step. They have to clean up their shit and they have to not lose to Arizona. That's really it. It's a one-game season, in my opinion. Good, Tom.
I just don't think Sauce is worth all that money just yet. I mean, I don't know. I think he's kind of having like a sophomore slump this year. I mean, to extend him to
Well,
Surtain type of money, that's a lot of money, man.
this isn't his sophomore season.
Oh, it isn't?
He's in
Yeah,
year
this is,
three.
this is
No.
third season.
Oh, okay. His junior season. I apologize. I don't. That's a lot. Like that's a lot of money, man. I mean, you guys consider him locked down? I mean, you consider him a lockdown corner?
The day
He's
you
not.
guys get rid of Sauce, I'm gonna celebrate.
So, Ground, what is he then?
He's a very
Ground.
solid
All right.
zone
So
corner.
wait, Ground. So in the off season, when people were redoing the draft, not Twitter people like analysts and all that, Sauce was going to be the number one pick. So
Yeah,
now
his take
what
is
is he?
dreadful.
What is he? A top 20 pick? Like what is he? Like this is driving me nuts now.
He sightseed. He didn't go to the bathroom. Just so you know.
You just
Oh,
listen. I
Hector,
asked you the
mute.
question.
Oh,
Let's go
sorry.
back. Let's.
That's me at courtesy mute.
Oh wait, Mark. While we're at it, since I'm by
Yeah.
a computer, this is Mark Torres's intro.
Wow. You know what? I said 1 and 3, and nobody wanted to hear it, and that's fine. That's all right.
Sorry,
Broad
Mark. Go
shoulders,
ahead.
man. I can take it. Go ahead.
Petey,
Yes.
you remember when everyone was clowning the Bills for barely beating the Cardinals, and now the Cardinals lead their
Yep.
division? Oh, okay.
I do. I remember you saying you were going to win by 35 points too this weekend, but you still won. So I'm not knocking you.
Yeah, I'm the 2 seed in the
Yeah,
conference,
right.
in the year in the year where the window was
Yep.
closed.
Well, I didn't think the window was closed as long as you have Josh Allen.
I know you didn't.
But
But yeah, man, I think the Cardinals beat you guys on Sunday.
okay.
I think it's going to be hard going in there and winning.
So do I. I think it's going to be a close game, nail-biting game. I think it's a pick-'em game either way, to be honest. I think the Jets can do some damage on offense. It does scare me that the Jets can't stop a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, that little bastard, man, he's a playmaker. He's going to have some plays where you're like, ripping your hair out. Like, how the hell did we get to him?
Yep.
He's gonna have a 40-yard scramble in there somewhere. He does it almost every game. It's gonna happen when you least expect it to. You think you have him sacked, and he's gonna scramble for 40 yards and put his team in the red zone. It happened. It happened to us week one.
I think it'd be a nice win if y'all can go in there and beat them.
Yep. And then ride high. Joe Jack, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Petey, Mark. Um, hope you guys are doing well. Peter, hope you had a great time with your son over the weekend at the Ranger game.
It was awesome, man. Hockey is just, you're on the edge of your seat all the time, which is,
I'm sure. I know.
it, it was,
I'm sure. I'm sure a lot of this was talked about. But in my opinion, and I tweeted you guys right that Arizona has, I think they're like 27th or 28th in total defense, and they're giving up like 240 yards passing. Um, I think the only way that you really win this game is to have sustained drive after drive after drive, like no like quick scoring, like just like 6, 7, 8 minute drives. And there's no doubt that you're going to have a spy, whether that be Sherwood or Quincy Williams on Murray. And then you're going to have those lanes contained, right? Those running lanes contained, because if not, they'll they'll run all over us. And there hasn't really been one game, at least I can remember. I think that when Aaron Jones went out for Minnesota, we were able to stop the run in the second half of that Viking game. But you know, there really hasn't been a game this year where we've really been able to really contain the run. So, like the gentleman said before, with Murray scrambling for 40 yards, Drake May would have had 100 yards rushing if he didn't get knocked out of that game. And you saw Stroud in the fourth quarter use his legs as well. So they gotta play smart, they gotta play physical, and they cannot make any stupid, stupid penalties. They have to clean it up like Mark always says. So let's get a win. Let's get to 4-6. This is a week-to-week season now, boys. So you just gotta win the game. Like I'm always saying, I don't care if it's 13-10, 10-7. Win the game and keep your season alive.
Joe, I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Just win the game. It feels like the Jets haven't played in a while. This is a nice little break,
Yeah.
to be honest. It is a mini bye. And listen, the Jets this month they have 2 games in 30 days. So they're going to get healthy after the bye,
And they're
too.
banged up too, Pete. Like it's not like they don't have key people out. Like they need to. This time is even the mini buy is going to help, but yeah, if they can survive to the buy, great, because then you get even more healthy. But man, they need to just. Well, let's remember this. Let's remember that if they go into Arizona and they win that football game, that a lot of folks, and I think rightly so, are saying that the Jets should not win that game, and they manage to win it. Then what are we looking at? What is that team? Like they have a chance to actually, for a lot of people that are out, and I am out, they have a chance to like prove me wrong and say, you know what, they can save the season. It's a 1 week season.
And to me too, Mark, to that point, you cannot blitz at all on Sunday. In my opinion, Murray will kill that blitz. I think you're going to have to, like I said, contain him with the 4-man rush and the spy, and just win the game. You win the game, and you know just that Bronco loss still stings, man. My God, it's so aggravating. But you're gonna have to win, and then hope some of these teams lose. So, like I said, the only complete game that they've really played was the Thursday night game against New England, and even Zerline missed a field goal in that game. They played a great second
Ah,
half.
Joe, you just put me down. You're right. I forgot about that miss. He did miss that game.
Right, and that they played a really good second half against Houston. That's what this team needs to be. Okay,
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, by the way, guys, before we get to Whittle, Joe, appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure talking to you, man. You're a good soul.
You as well,
Uh,
man. You too.
yeah, no doubt. Guys, if you can, we're on YouTube live as we speak. We've been coming out with more shorts. I put something up yesterday, the Garrett Wilson catch against the Beckham thing. doing more of that stuff. If you guys can subscribe to Jets Commute on YouTube, and check it out, we'd really appreciate it, and we're trying to build this thing, in other platforms, just, not just the here on X. So, again, we're on Jets Commute, on YouTube, every day, same time it's being streamed. So if you could subscribe and like, we'd really appreciate that. So
I shared it to
help
the
us
jumbo,
out.
Pete.
Cool. Thanks. Whittle, what up?
Yeah, good morning, Petey. I was just listening to listening to 50 Cent earlier today. You leave it open. Okay, I was listening to 50 Cent
Which one?
earlier
Many
today.
Men?
No, Window Shopper.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and it just got me thinking about this season, man. I mean, and the parallels between that song and kind of where the Bills and the rest of the division is, because the top feels so much better than the bottom, so much better. And there's a line that says, you're a window shopper. Mad at me. I think I know why. But you're a window
Whittle, hold
shopper.
on. Whittle, okay, I will do this for you.
The top feels so much better than the bottom. I love it. So much better. He's a window shopper. Mad at me.
I think I know why.
Yeah, man. You gotta let that bang one time. Sometimes when you haven't listened to a song for a while, it hits different, man. That song just hit a little different today. I figured I'd share that with you because I know you are a music connoisseur. So
Oh, yeah, we should do a music space one time, bro.
I would love
Music
that.
space.
I would absolutely love that.
I would love a Jordan versus LeBron space because Jordan will always be on top.
I was
Especially
thinking
now.
about doing.
I got something.
I was
Whittle.
thinking
I got
about.
the.
LeBron's the GOAT? No, I'm joking.
I got
Bro,
the
I was thinking about
Jumpman
we should
logo
do a
with
music
Garrett
space, but we
Wilson.
could do like Wu-Tang versus like the Locks or something like that.
Yeah, but Whittle, to be fair, like the older heads, I don't think, the young heads like Jarek and everybody, can participate. Like we know that.
No,
And that's not a
Yeah,
shot.
but
no, wait, no, Petey,
this would be a
don't,
more of an
Petey,
informational
Peter, don't be
situation for them.
disrespectful, Petey. Don't be
I'm
disrespectful.
not. I'm not.
Don't,
I'm
no,
not. That's not a shot. Whittle knows what I'm saying.
no, you can't respect my music knowledge.
Yeah, but
I
Jarek
got it.
Well,
Jarek knows
all right.
his 90s
Uh,
and 2000 hip hop.
good.
He's pretty
Good. The
solid.
more I'm just very pro music in general from back then. It's the greatest era of music.
Yeah,
It
it's golden
is.
age.
But
So
did the Buffalo Hunter show up today? Or was he
yeah, he
late?
was here.
Oh, okay.
Whittle, don't do that. Junie running and scrambling. He's in here all the time. He's here. We're holding him accountable for jet related shit. He's here, man. He's always here.
No, I didn't attack him yet. I just just checking on him. That's all. That's all. My guy.
That third place take for Buffalo's withering on the vine. It's tough. That's a tough one.
It's like old milk in Arizona in July. It's
Well,
bad, bro.
well, present to me the 100% take man on NFL Twitter. Like that's the guy I want to meet.
There isn't one.
Right?
There isn't one. But some of us are hitting at a B plus rate. Well, some of us aren't. So yeah.
Great bill space, PD. Great bill space.
Oh wow.
So question: How do you guys feel
Chill.
about this Cardinals? Because I heard somebody just mention something about the Cardinals running the football, and I actually think it's the opposite. I think the Cardinals are going to try to stretch you. I won't want to say vertically, but I think they're going to try to stretch you east to west, and get guys moving, having to move east or west before they will go vertically down the field. They're going to test your speed for sure. And I would not want to take any of those linebackers that were mentioned and put them as spies because I think you're going to need them in coverage against your James Conner, your Trey McBride, Greg Dortch. You're going to want to take that middle of the field away because they have no problem using the seam to using the middle of the field to hit guys like Michael Wilson or Trey McBride. So I think it's going to be a good game. Um, they don't have a great defense, but they can put a lot of pressure on you by being able to score and score quickly. And they're more physical than you think they are. But I think this is going to be a very good game. I think you guys will win, but I don't think it's going to be an easy game.
Speaking of the Buffalo Hunter, man, he back. Yo,
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
June, are you here? Ah, he dropped.
He's been having technical.
So, Whittle, you do think the Jets are going to beat them this week?
Yeah, I do. I think I don't really trust the offensive line, and I think you guys have done that like with Reddick and Will McDonald being able to kind of get after Kyler Murray. And Quentin Williams is probably going to walk into a couple of sacks because I don't think they have anybody on the interior to really deal with him either. So I just think you guys are going to be able to put a lot of pressure on them. I think your front four will do a good enough job of containing their rushing attack. They'll continue to run the football. They just won't do it at an efficient rate, but they'll continue to run. They may run for 25, they may run 25 times and only get 70 yards, but they will run the football.
I have a question about Kyler Murray and escaping the pocket. Is this guy spinning out of the pocket and that's where he's extending? Is he just so tiny that he's exploiting the fact that you don't have integrity in your rush lanes and then he just finds a seam and takes off? Like where is it that he's um, creating that stuff off schedule and escaping the pocket?
He
He's
does
coming up
whatever
the
he
gut.
wants, bro. He does whatever he.
Yeah.
He
So all the above.
he's so quick
He
and
really
shifty,
is.
man. He's just so damn quick.
That's the problem, man.
It's guys that are fast. There's a lot of fast quarterbacks, but the shifty guys with quick feet, those are the ones. Those are the problems. Those are the real actual problems. Because now all of a sudden, when you're trying to play, gap integrity, if you're trying to set the edge, it's quickness that beats speed a lot of the times. And Kyler Murray, man, is just those. He takes those little tiny steps, man, like a rat. It's annoying to
Yo,
deal with.
that's exactly what he does, Jerry. He takes quick, short steps and he's gone.
Oh, it was so annoying to go against because we didn't do a bad job in terms of trying to contain him or just trying to play some just gap integrity. He knows how to improvise. He knows how to escape outside the pocket. He knows how to expose any sort of if you're trying to play the lane, he knows how to expose it. It's super annoying to deal with. Now, I think the best way to defend against him is again have your taller defenders see if you can try to collapse the pocket, and he's going to move around, but he has a tough time seeing over taller linemen, seeing over taller defenders. So I think that's probably one of the best ways to do it. But sometimes like just straight up just rushing him is not going to be the answer. You have to kind of make him work, make him kind of see over those tall linemen, make those difficult throws.
is anybody talking?
No, not right
Nah, I
now.
All
was
right,
chilling, PD.
What's what's
Kenny,
up,
you
PD?
came. Kenny, you came up. I was just going to go to you. What's up?
Now, listen, Arizona put 29 points on the board yesterday, and Kyler Murray had 6 rushing yards. So
Yeah,
he's trying to run the ball less, trying to be more of a pocket passer. Like I said, Peter, you mentioned it. The thing that worries me about this game is they can run the ball. Arizona can run the ball. That Connor's an animal, Connor, and even the
yes, he
backup,
is.
The backup Mikado they put in yesterday, he broke off a big run. So listen, the Jets
Yes, he did.
Jets got 10 days off between games, and
I think Kenny got a call. Unless we lost. Mark, you're here?
No,
June?
I'm here. You probably did get a call. He's making a great point. He's right. They can run the
I'm here.
football.
I'm
And
here.
if they can run the football and they're
Yo,
willing to run the football and stay disciplined about running the football, then that's a great point. What he's
you still
saying.
hear me, Petey?
that's
Oh,
the
now you're back,
Now
and
I
Kenny.
that's
do,
what they
All
yep.
are.
right, yeah, yeah. There was, yeah. So listen, it's 10 days off. Whenever the Jets have a layoff, extra rest, they never play well. Um,
Nope.
this game worries me. The odds makers got the Jets 1.5 point underdogs. They're gonna have to bring their A game to beat this team. They're a sound
Yep.
team, Arizona. They can get to the quarterback, and in the trenches, that's what worries me, and the penalties. So listen, the Jets they played a good second half against Houston, but let's take it for what it is. When you're missing your top two receivers, it makes the game easier. I know the offense was clicking in the second half, but I got to see more. I got to see more out of Brees Hall, and then I know you were talking about Sauce Gardner. At this point, you're just stuck with him. You got to keep rolling him out there, and he's got to get it fixed. He's got to figure it out. Obviously, he's got talent, but he's got to keep his eye on the ball. He's always caught with his back to the ball. Like he doesn't trust his talent, it seems, anymore. So there's still a lot to fix. It was good yesterday. There's a couple of results that went our way with the Colts losing, the Dolphins losing. You're trying to get these teams behind you for playoff run. Just excuse me, just in case they could make a playoff run. But like I says, Sunday will tell. If they can win Sunday's game, they'll come home against the Colts and put the Colts in a rearview mirror. But we gotta finish business Sunday first, and it's not gonna be an easy
Yeah.
game. You know,
By the way, when do they have to make that decision for the night? Is it 12 days before? What's the
I
rule
know.
on the Sunday night game? Anybody know?
I think they're just gonna keep us there.
Ugh.
NBC.
Well, the Colts lost, so now they're under 500, correct?
Yeah,
What are they,
yeah.
4 and 5?
So yeah, I think it's seven
Yeah.
days. I think we have up until Sunday. So if the Jets lose Sunday, they'll flex. They'll probably put the Ravens Steeler game in the Sunday night game because
Yeah.
I don't think NBC wants that matchup. It'll be a horrible matchup. Two teams
Yep.
under 500 in prime
Well, the
time,
Jets are
and
still
then
intriguing, Kenny, to the media people and the
yeah,
national,
I
but I
know
agree with you.
the media likes when the Jets shit the bed. It seems. It's just
They love
ridiculous.
it.
And NBC, and I can't stand NBC's coverage. Too many expatriates on there. Too many oh, they get me sick.
Yeah.
Every show, ESPN.
Kenny, hey, Kenny, I can't stand them. I hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kenny, stay up real quick. Let me get to Sherm and Tom, and then let me just get to the hands real quick. Sherm, what's your
Sherm, what's going on, brother?
just
I
what
heard the,
what?
I heard the reference to the point spread, so I'm going to chime in.
Yep.
I took a man. Trevor Lawrence sucks. I would have had a pretty good weekend. I would have hit him slapped him for 25. I got the Jets as a 3.5 favorite, and I'm just going to tell you straightforward. Their run defense is not going to allow that. Go back to the Cardinals games this year against teams with actual stout run defenses. Sure, they're running the ball, but you got to set the edge. And I think with Stroud, you've seen him escape, and he would basically roll to the corner. Now, he was missing his receivers, but Tank Dell is nothing to be messed with, okay? So when you go on the yards per play again, the rushing defense of the Jets cannot be understated. And so when you're putting a clash of these two teams
I don't
together,
hear you. Could you guys hear
why
me? Because I don't hear the speakers.
Kenny, drop and come back.
Uh,
So when you put the clash up, the Jets are still actually they improved on their rush defense. And when you added Reddick in, if you actually seen the pressures on the quarterback that made them go all the way up to the second. So now we look at where's the poorest spot in the defense for the Cardinals, and it's actually right up the middle. So when you have Brees Hall, who is efficiently like the third best running back against I think the Jets just have to, again, it all comes down to mistakes. It comes down to turnover. Like, if they can play clean football, and let Rodgers, that run from Rodgers should have been very encouraging to you guys that night. As someone who was wagering on them, even though it was called back 10 yards, he looked agile. He looked mobile. He's coming in. Like I said, you have 10 days off for this team. Now, while Morgan Moses has been, to me, questionable because of his injuries, he still hasn't allowed a sack. So you have to look at it in both things. Like, there's ways around for what you guys are doing. Do I think that there's high expectations for your season? No. Are the Cardinals, remember, this game opened at -2.5, the Jets. What happened is Arizona went and put a whooping on the Bears, and everybody jumped on the Cardinals. So the Jets are effectively still, because, at home field advantage, you get 2.8 points. The Jets are the favorite in this game. They should win. Again, the turnover battle will be where it's won and lost. As long as you play mistake-free football, you should get out of Arizona with, I think they win by 6 to 8.
Wow. All right. Sherm with the nugget. Tom, what up? And then Kenny, come back in.
I think you guys should. I think you guys should pull the win out. Are you guys playing in Arizona or New York?
It's actually, I believe this is the last game the Jets play, and then they're in their own time zone now for the rest of the year. I believe that. If somebody could check on that. Wait, the Jets have Indianapolis, Seattle at home. Then they're on the road, Buffalo, Miami. Who else are they on the road for? I think there's another one.
Buffalo.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Buffalo, Miami. There's other teams they're on the road for. Yeah, there's one. Good call, Mark. So they're on the East Coast the rest of the year, or the Eastern time zone. Go ahead, Tom.
So they're
playing a cupcake schedule the rest of the way too. I mean, it sets up perfect for you guys. It really does.
So they're playing in Arizona.
Correct.
Okay. I think you guys got it. I really do. I think the Cardinals come off tough, but I just, after the Jets, like you guys said, 10 days rest, Jets are coming off a win. I don't know, man. I just think you guys got it, and that's all I have to say. I was going to ask you, if you guys were to pick up in the draft Jalen Milroe, would you be happy with that?
Repeat that.
He asked if you guys picked up.
He's talking about the quarterback from Alabama.
And
if you picked him up in the draft, I'd rather go with Cam Ward.
Hell no.
Listen, coming from the Bama fan, man, I had a lot of huge expectations. I thought that working with the Kalen DeBoer offense, pretty much the Ryan Grubb scheme that's in Seattle right now, I thought that Jalen Milroe could work with it. He has a lot of promise and he has gotten better, but no, it is a no. If you're gonna take him, you take him in the second round. And you kind of make him work.
Shit, the fourth.
I wouldn't say the fourth, Sherm. I mean, Sherm, you know how the combine works. You know how.
I know, but what I'm going to say, there's combine warriors. What I would say earlier is I know they didn't want to hear from ground, but I'm a firm believer you build teams from the inside out. And if you could recoup, let's just say someone offered them first round, which they should. Sauce Gardner is worth it. So let's quell that. Let's put that out there. But if the Jets essentially don't make the playoffs this year and it's a reset, yeah, you go ahead and get first rounders and restart and build that team from the trenches, because they already have staples there anyway. You have Fashanu, you have Quinnen, you have players that are building blocks right there. Start from the inside, then go out, and if you can recoup a first, go get it, because ultimately you're not a cornerback away. That's for someone who needs to shut down a half of a field. You need to get better on the interior of the field.
I agree with that.
Yep, and this is and depending on where the Jets pick, like I said before, I think you guys are going to win 7 or 8 games. I think best case scenario, you guys go 9-8, maybe can sneak in, but you guys are going to get that mid first round pick. So now the question is that who do you take at that mid first round pick? Well, that could be the perfect situation for you to kind of pick up a guard in that particular spot. I mean, I know you guys may be confident in the interior. I'm not. I think you guys can improve there, get better. Or maybe take a right tackle like a Josh Simmons, who's climbing up boards for Ohio State. You can take him there, but I agree with Sherm. You got to solidify that offensive line or the defensive line in the interior, and then focus on quarterback, because Jackson Dart, Rourke is no. You guys got other issues to fix besides worry about the quarterback.
I just think they said they want Vrabel, so that would actually be scary. I hope they don't, because if they got Vrabel and then got interior line and then just loaded up, oh, that'd be nasty.
Great.
Watch. It would for them, but I'm saying if you watch Indy last night, what they do is a travesty because they have Buckner and Grover in that middle, and the fact that they haven't made a move to go get somebody along and makeshift with that edge, the Jets actually have shown, and I have to give their owner credit on this, getting Reddick, unfortunately, I think they should have paid him. There was just a lot of
Hey, breaking news real quick.
off-season nonsense.
Saints
What?
just fired their head coach, Dennis Allen.
Wow.
They need to fire their GM.
Go ahead, guys. We're going to close in a minute.
My bad. I was just giving off-season takes. We'll do it tomorrow.
All good, Sherm. All right, guys. Kenny, you got anything? Or Kenny dropped too? ATH, thanks for coming up. You got anything before we leave? No? Okay. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, you
I'm
can wrap
still
it
here.
up. Wrap it up.
Mark, thank you. June,
Yeah,
thank you,
brother, you
wherever
got it.
you are, speakers, listeners. Again, we're on Jets Commute on YouTube. Please subscribe, if you can. And have a great day, everybody. And a great week, and go Jets.
Thanks, everybody.
Peace.